guys, so today I wanted to share with you how to make your own fresh pesto. It's something we go through a lot. My kids love pesto pasta on anything, really. You know what kids are like. Really simple to do. You're just going to need a big bunch of fresh basil, so you're going to pluck the leaves off that. If you like, some Parmesan cheese, a handful of pine nuts, which I'm going to lightly toast because I like that flavour, and some garlic. You can use garlic paste or just 1 clove of fresh garlic crushed, and some olive oil. So the first thing I'm going to do is just lightly toast the pine nuts. That'll take about 5 minutes tops, really low heat. Just keep an eye on them so as not to burn them, and you're going to know they're done when they're a light brown colour, so I'll show you that at the end. So just while the pine nuts are cooking, I'm going to take the opportunity to strip the leaves from the stems on the basil. Doesn't have to be an exact science, just rip and tear, and just take it as an opportunity to check that you're happy with the quality of the leaves. Sometimes they've been shoved at the back of the fridge in the supermarket or wherever, and it can burn the leaves, so just remove those ones. And all you want is just a really good decent pile of basil. It doesn't need to be an exact science. So while I've just been toasting the pine nuts, I've stripped the basil leaves. As you can see, a decent amount, probably about 2, 3, maximum 4 fistfuls of basil leaves. They're going to reduce down really small once you've chopped them up, whether that's by hand or in a blender. I'm just going to chuck everything in the blender just for ease. So yeah, that's roughly what you need. It doesn't need to be an exact science, and as you go along, the more you make it, you'll do it to taste anyway, and you'll know by sight. The pine nuts have been toasted, so they're a nice light brown colour. I need to wait for them to cool down before I can add them into the mix, so once that's done, we'll chuck it all together. So I've just got a blender here that I use just for ease, but you can chop your basil, it's up to you. So I just start loading it in to the blender. We're gonna reduce that down to size. Most people would add the oil after they've chopped the basil up. I just put a bit in just to get it going, and just to see what sort of consistency we're gonna have. Just pop that in, lid back on, and then blend away. So once you've chopped the basil, it's going to look like that. So that's just got a small amount of olive oil in there. I'm going to chuck the cheese in now while we're still waiting for the pine nuts to cool, and then I'll add those in last. So in terms of the amount of cheese, I've got about 3-4 tablespoons of Parmesan there, but as you go, you'll find out what you like and what you don't like. You don't even need to add the cheese, it's just something that we do. Now it's time just to add some seasoning. So I haven't got any garlic in, which is not like me, so I'm just going to use some garlic paste, probably about a teaspoon. That was really inexpensive, so it doesn't cost much, and it'll go really far as well if you're making quite a few batches. And if you want to add some salt and pepper, can do. I don't, because of my toddler, but any salt and pepper to taste. So the pine nuts have cooled now, so I'm going to add them into the mix as the final thing. Put another glug of olive oil in just to make sure I get the right texture, and then I'll show you what that looks like once we're spooning it out into a jar. So I'm just at a point now, I've added all the roasted pine nuts. Again, probably just about a handful or so. That's going to be enough for the ratios we're working with today. I'm going to add the lid back on, blend all that back up, add olive oil to make sure it's the perfect consistency for us, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So that's done now, so I'll just show you the colour and consistency that you're looking for. That's absolutely perfect for us in terms of texture. So I'm going to spoon that into a clean jar, and then that'll go straight in the fridge to be used for dinners for the rest of the week. So I'm just going to use a clean Kilner jar to spoon that into, and then pop that in the fridge. So you can use any jar though, any empty jam jar you've got, anything will do, whatever you've got to hand. Just make sure it's clean, sterilised, and then it'll keep for longer in the fridge for you. So I don't know if you can see that there. It's not too runny. It just depends how you like it, and that's the beauty of making it yourself, isn't it? You can have it exactly how you like it for you to cook with. So I'll just pop that in the jar and then show you the final product. So just because I do a lot of preserving, I have this tape and I just write whatever it is, because otherwise you'd open the cupboard and everything would be looking similar. So I just write on what it is, the day it was prepared, and then you know whether to rotate and get rid of things. It won't last that long anyway, but just a quick label, say what it is, and you've got loads there. That'll probably last weeks.